All right, we're live, guys. Welcome to another day, to another dollar of NQ live trading, live market analysis, pre-market. We are 30 minutes away from the open. Today, I came on a little bit early today to address the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that this Greenland stuff is really putting pressure on the market, guys. Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room. The Greenland stuff is really messing up the market right now. Okay, Trump is threatening tariffs once again, like he did last year. And last year, if you remember what happened when the Trump tariffs thing came, right? I don't think it's going to be as extreme as this, right? I don't think we're going to get a massive extreme crash, but we could see, we could certainly see a crash of 10%, right? From here, sorry. So on the S&P 500, we can see a 10% drop. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room and be straight. Okay, we can easily see a drop, right? Last time we got a 20% drop on the ES. I think we can see a 10% drop here. Okay, unless something gets resolved very quickly. Yeah, we got to be open to both sides of the market right now. We just got new VIX contracts. Okay, we just opened a new VIX contract. As long as we stay above 1970 pivot now, this is gonna be very difficult. Okay, guys, this is gonna be very difficult. We need to be very careful with our trades from here on in. Okay, so I've done some long-term analysis here. All right, I've done some long-term analysis on the Nasdaq. All right, let me just put this on a 4-hour. And I've come to this conclusion. All right, Nasdaq has breathing space from here to here. Okay, anywhere in here the market needs to find support. All right, it's as simple as that. You can see on this volume profile here, we have two levels of distribution. We have one here, this is where all the volume is, and then we've got one lower down. All right, so the basic idea here is, if NQ cannot hold this level, the key level for me is 560s. Okay, this is the key level. If it cannot hold the 560, all right, and we start seeing a daily close in here, the chances of us turning bearish is 80%. Okay, there's an 80% chance if we start closing candle in here that we go all the way down, rotate down to the value area low. All right, it's just as simple as that, guys. There's an 80% probability. All right, that is the elephant in the room here. So we need to be very careful here, guys. As long as we are above this pivot, this key pivot of 550s, 560 here, we're okay. We've got a chance to move higher. So what I'm saying, in other words, is this deal with Greenland, something needs to happen in here. All right, if we measure this, just a second, guys. Yeah, I just got to take a phone call. All right, guys. Yeah, so that's the elephant in the room here. So basically what I'm saying is that NQ has about 2.5% wiggle room here where it needs to find support. All right, it's a pretty simple right now. Simple as that. We are rallying right now on the basis that Trump is talking about Greenland right now. Okay, so I need a deal with Greenland. Let's see what he's saying.
Threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance, the NATO alliance.
The market is jumping very sensitive.
Very unfairly by NATO. Let me tell you that. When you think about it, nobody can dispute it. We give so much and we get so little in return. And I've been a critic of NATO for many years. And yet I've done more to help NATO than any other president by far, than any other person. You wouldn't have NATO if I didn't get involved in my first term. The war with Ukraine is an example. We are thousands of miles away, separated by a giant ocean. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did. It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It's a rigged election. Can't have rigged elections. You need strong borders, strong elections, and ideally good press. I always say strong borders, strong elections.
All right, so Trump's talking and the market's reacting, all right? But anyways, this is the point I'm trying to make here, all right? The market is very, very sensitive, very, very bearish. Now VIX is under midpoint. So if we get an opportunity to long the market, okay, and we're under here, that's fine. That's the ideal scenario, okay? If we are above midpoint and we're going to long, then we need to be very careful with our sizing, okay? We need to be very, very careful with our sizing. ES has a long way to drop yet. ES is still bullish, all right? It's NQ that's in trouble right now. ES has a long way, right? ES can drop another 4.5% and still be bullish, all right? So ES has got a long way to go, right? So that is the elephant in the room here, guys, all right? NQ needs to hold. It needs to hold anywhere in this level, all right? So since the market is bearish, I am open to the possibility of some short trades, okay? I'm open to the possibility of short trades. We know where the bears want to go. The bears want to go under here and break structure, all right? So the bears want to go and take the market here, break structure, maybe get a bounce, and then ultimately sell it off, right? If I see a liquidity sweep, I'm going to take the trade. If I see exhaustion, I'll take the trade, all right? That will be my bullish setup. Market is ripping right now. Trump is saying some crazy shit. So yeah, the market is really sensitive to what. Man, this thing is ripping right now. Well, ES is bounced from a very key technical level when I checked earlier, and that was the previous month value area low. It's now smacking into previous month pointer control. Okay, that's the resistance here. We are 20 minutes away from the open, guys, all right? We are 20 minutes away from the open. Now, the market is getting bullish here, right? This is getting bullish. My resistance on the NQ is the previous day value area low. I was looking to take a short trade from here. So if I can get up here, I will look to take a short trade here. All right, guys, I'll look to take a short trade, depending on what happens now, because right now it's very sensitive. But it might be worth to have a stab at it, because if the market gets above previous day value area low and we start trading closing candles here, we're bullish, guys. All right, we're bullish. there's an 80% chance, okay, we trade to the value area high. That's how simple this is. All right. I'm still bearish on the market until we flip that level. If we flip it, we have a chance to move to higher pricing. Okay. The ideal scenario is the market to pump, give us a back test of the value area low, and then we can take it higher. All right. That's the ideal setup. Market is absolutely ripping right now. Absolutely ripping. So this is what I said we need to see from the market. Okay, we need a deal or something with Greenland. Otherwise, this thing is gonna fall off a cliff. All right, this thing is gonna fall off a cliff. So we just got to be careful with sizing. Okay, we got to be careful with sizing here. Market is ripping, so let's see. So I was looking to take a short trade from the 220s, but the market is a little bit too sensitive. So I'm probably gonna just hang on a little minute. Yes, it's really ripping now. The market is going mental. Trump is talking. Let's keep him on here for a second.
But you still see on television, you say, wow.
I won't do that. Right, there you go.
Each ship 100 times more powerful than the big battleships of the past. So that was the end of the mothball story.
All the US is asking for is Greenland. We're not going to use force, he said.
Is nothing except to protect Europe from the Soviet Union and now Russia. I mean, we've helped them for so many years. We've never gotten anything. Except we pay for NATO. And we paid for many years until I came along. We paid for, in my opinion, 100% of NATO because they weren't paying their bills. And all we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease.
This is a little ripping
Number
now.
one, legally it's not.
That's how sensitive the market is to this Greenland stuff.
And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement or a lease, which is a large piece of ice in the middle of the ocean where if there is a war, much of the action will take place on that piece of ice. Think of it.
Bitcoin's moving higher as well.
Piece of ice.
A lot of assets are starting to move.
From Denmark
VIX is collapsing.
for national and international security and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. We're building the golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature.
But you can obviously see this resistance now coming into play.
Canada gets a lot of freebies from us. By the way, they should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. They should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. What we did for Israel was amazing. But that's nothing compared to what we have planned for the United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. We are going to build a dome like no other.
He was talking about building a dome.
We did it for Israel. By the way, I told baby, stop taking credit for the dome. That's our technology. That's our stuff. But they had a lot of courage, and they were good fighters, and they did a good job, and we wiped out the Iran nuclear threat like nobody can believe. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. That, Venezuela.
There's the resistance.
Taking down Soleimani, wiping out al-Baghdadi when he tried to reinstitute ISIS. We did a lot. Did a lot of big things. All perfectly executed. Everyone was perfectly executed. Somebody told me that, a military expert told me, sir, everything you've done has been perfectly executed. I said, I know. So other presidents have spent, whether foolishly or not, trillions and trillions of dollars on NATO and gotten absolutely nothing in return. We've never asked for anything. It's always a one-way street. Now they want us to help them with Ukraine. And let me say, we're going to. I'm really helping, not even them. I want to see, last week, you saw there was 10,000 soldiers, but last month it was 31,000 soldiers died. 31,000, that's this room times, the number of people in this room times 30. Think of it, 30,000 soldiers died in 1 month. The month before it was
Okay, we are at
47,000.
resistance
The
here.
month before that
Major
was
resistance.
28,000. The month before that it was 45,000. It's a bloodbath over there. And that's what I want to stop. It doesn't help the United States, but these are souls. These are young people.
Still ripping the market.
You look like some of you right in the front row. They go to war, their parents are so proud. Oh, there he goes, coming back. 2 weeks later, they're going to call your son's head's been blown off. I want to stop it. It's a horrible war. It's the worst since World War II. They keep going, they'll exceed World War II. The numbers are staggering, how many people they've lost. They don't want to talk about it. Ukraine and
Yeah, this is probably going to sweep the high here.
tremendous. And I'm dealing with President Putin, and he wants to make a deal, I believe. I'm dealing with President Zelensky, and I think he wants to make a deal. I'm meeting him today. He might be in the audience right now. But they got to get that war stopped because too many people are dying, needlessly dying. Too many souls are being lost. It's the only reason I'm interested in doing it. But in doing it, I'm helping Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right, last time. Very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. But now what I'm asking for is a piece of ice, cold and poorly located, that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection. It's a very small ask compared to what we have given them for
Yeah, he still wants
many, many
Greenland.
decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. If we gave them the call, gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money. But that
He's
is
talking about the market
compared
now.
to what it's got.
This is collapsing down now, guys.
Unbelievable future.
There's that resistance.
It's going to be doubled. We're going to hit 50,000, and that stock market's going to double.
Yeah, this market's going mental right now. He's talking about the market.
But this is a good example. After giving NATO,
Clear resistance.
European nations,
Clear resistance. We're completely coming off it.
They buy our weapons. We make the greatest weapons in the world, but now we're going to make them faster, much faster. You saw that.
I don't want to see just a sweep and a collapse down. That could happen. We need to be very, very careful here.
No various other things.
What's up, K-Dog?
They were making $50 million, but it would
If you've
take
been
3
watching,
years to
or if
do
you
it.
haven't, rewind the tape.
I said, that's not good. My chauffeur can do it better
Because
than that.
we are in very, very slippery conditions here.
Make
My
big
friend, we are
salaries.
in very,
Make
very
big
slippery
salaries.
conditions.
We have to produce a lot faster. The good news is we have the greatest equipment in the world. Now we're going to start making it a lot faster. They're going to build additional plants. And all of the money that goes into stock buybacks is going to go into building plants. We're not allowing stock buybacks by defense companies any longer. They're going to build new plants to make Tomahawks, Patriots. We have the best equipment. F-35s, F-47, the new one just coming out. They say it's the most devastating.
Yeah, this is gonna go higher, guys.
They called it 47. If I don't like it, I'm going to take the 47 off. And I wonder why they called it 47. What to think about. But if I don't like it, I'm going to take that 47 off. But it's supposed to be the stage 6. It's supposed to be the first stage 6 plane, undetectable, like our B-2 bombers were.
And we're still 8 minutes away from the open. This is going to be a crazy day.
They did their job and they got there. So we want a piece of ice for world protection, and they won't give it. We've never asked for anything else.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go for the sweep the daily high here.
That piece of land.
What's ES doing?
So
ES is already
you
swept.
have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative.
Yeah, swept.
Or you can say no, and we will remember. A strong and secure America means a strong NATO. And that's one reason why I'm working every day to ensure our military is very powerful, our borders are very strong.
Last thing you want to see now from the market, it's going to stay bullish, is a sweep and a nasty rejection. You want to see continuation here.
Biden and his allies destroyed
I want this thing to go fly higher. We've got great trade. Up here, they come back, value area low, tap, then we take it higher.
48 years is the equivalent to forever. Whether it's 48 years or ever, it's terrible.
But I don't like this sweep so far. I want to see continuation. Let's let it rip, guys. Let it rip.
It's early.
Let it rip, man.
As the worst president we've ever had by far. The oil pen did much of the damage. The oil pen,
We've got a lot of liquidity stacked to the upside today. So we could fly, man. We could keep flying. This thing could keep flying here.
But now grocery prices, energy prices, airfares, mortgage rates, rent, and car payments are all coming down, and they're coming down fast. We inherited a mess. But we've done a hell of a job in 12 months. Under my most favored nation policy for drug prices, the cost of prescription drugs is coming down by up to 90%.
5 minutes left for open. It's going to be a very interesting open.
800%. There are two ways of figuring that. But we have a favored nations policy that every president wanted, no president was able to get. I got it, and other nations approved it. And I had to use tariffs in order to get it because they said no way. In other words, a pill.
Don't mention tariffs.
In London costs $130.
Market doesn't like the word tariff.
It costs $10 in London. Costs $130 in New York. Or in
So much liquidity is stacked to the upside, guys.
And I say, but it's man. Friends of mine would say, you know, we go to London, you can buy this stuff for nothing. We go all over the world, we can buy it for nothing. Because basically America was subsidizing every nation in the world. Because presidents allowed them to get away with it.
Keep going.
So when I called up Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened?
Trump's hilarious.
Watched him sort of be tough. But he was at $10 for a pill. And I said, Emmanuel, and I have all the big
Market is just absolutely on a tear right now, guys.
By the way, they're tough, smart. They've been getting away with the scam for a long time. But they gave it up. But they said, you'll never get the countries to approve it. I said, why is that? Because they won't. They always said, we're not paying any more. Get the rest for the United States. So over the years, they stayed the same. We just went up, up, up. And then we would have paid 13, 14, 15 times more.
Rallied over 200 points. This guy's been talking.
I said, no, they'll approve it. 100% say you'll never get them to approve it. I said, I guarantee you. But I actually saw that with Emmanuel, who probably was in the room too. And I like him. I actually like the point of view of this. And I said, Emmanuel, you're going to have to lift the price of that bill to $20, maybe $30. Think of that. So that means
Bitcoin trying to get back into back above this trend line.
Prescription drugs might be a tripling, might be a quadrupling. It's not easy. No, Donald, I will not do that. I said, yes, you will, 100%. He said, no. You're asking me to double. I said, Emmanuel, you've been taking advantage of the United States for 30 years with prescription drugs. You really should do it, and you will do it. I have no doubt. In fact, I am 100% sure you're going to. No, I will not do it.
Gold is on an absolute tear here, guys. This thing is just mental.
It's not that you meet in the middle.
Another all-time high.
And we come down a lot. They go up a little, we come down a lot. So we're at $130.
Man, this thing is just
So
ridiculous.
then you have to go to 20 or 30. No more than that. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to be doubling or tripling. No.
Wow.
I said, here's the story, Emmanuel. The answer is you're going to do it. You're going to do it fast. And if you don't,
Silver's still on the tear as well.
Thing that you sell into the United States at a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes, and that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it.
Trump's told the story about the wines like 100 times now.
It took me on average 3 minutes a country.
If SPX flips 68.59 with 10 positive gamma, we're back to a possible all-time highs. But I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think the Greenland thing is still resolved yet. Market is still uncertain.
And they said, we will not do it. I said, that's all right. On Monday morning, we're putting in 25, 30, 50. I gave different numbers for different countries. This is also national security we're talking about. Not fair. We're not going to subsidize the whole world.
Yeah, so I don't want to see a sweep here, and that's what we're seeing at the minute. We're seeing a sweep of the daily high and a rejection. This could collapse all the way down, guys. Be very, very careful.
So our drug prices are going to be coming down by staggering 90%. Again, you could say 1,000%.
The only way I take a long off the previous day via value area low if I get a massive move to the upside. I pull back and then I take it long. Right now, there's nothing like that happening.
Coming down tremendously in all the nations, and I appreciate them doing it. But they did it in all fairness without tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to get it done. After declining $3,000 under Biden,
be very, very careful here, guys.
Comes around in the United States by $2,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 and more. Home ownership has always been
1 minute to
a symbol
open.
of health and vigor of American society, but that goal fell out of reach for millions and millions of people in the Biden era because interest rates went up so high. Today, I'm taking action to bring back this bedrock of the American dream. In recent years, Wall Street giants and institutional investment firms, many of you are here, many of you are good friends of mine, many of you are supporters. Sorry to do this to you, I'm so sorry. But you've driven up housing prices by purchasing hundreds of thousands.
There we go. We're open.
It's been a great investment for them. Often as much as 10% of houses on the market. You know, the crazy thing is a person can't get depreciation on a house, but when a corporation buys it, they get depreciation. Okay, that's something we're going to have to think about too. I don't know if too many people think about that. You buy a corporation, they buy...
Market's collapsing down.
Houses, they buy hundreds of thousands, they buy 500 houses, they can take depreciation. A person sweats and works and buys one house, they can't. But homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public. They're not able to buy a house.
Okay, we're trying to rally off the VWAP.
Pass that ban into permanent law, and I think they will. One of the biggest barriers to saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge Americans interest rates of 28%, 30%, 30%.
Not looking good though, guys.
32%. Whatever happened to usury?
I think the market's gonna go down. It's not looking very good.
Recover from the Biden disaster.
I think this pump is gonna get retraced.
Horrible, just horrible precedent. I'm asking Congress,
especially if we lose the VWAP here,
at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home.
This looks like it's going to come down.
28%.
Very dangerous
Go
here.
out there a little later in that
See what
and they end up losing
SPX
their-
closed, opened here.
It's terrible. To unleash innovation in savings and financing, I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year I signed the landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom. And I did it for two reasons. Number one, I thought it was politically good, and it was. I got tremendous political support. But more importantly, China wanted that market too. It's just like they want the AI.
This is not looking good, guys, all right?
Pretty well locked up. Didn't do it. You
No
know,
trades.
I was totally against it until before the election when they realized that, there were millions of people voting against them over crypto. And all of a sudden they loved it very much, but it was too late. They blew it. But it is political.
SPX is going to have to hold here.
Much more importantly, we have to make it so that China doesn't.
I think QQQ is going to come down to 600 today.
So I'm honored to have done it. Finally, I've instructed
Looking very,
government-backed
very bearish.
institutions to purchase up to $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down interest rates. And I'll be announcing a new Fed chairman in the not too distant future. I think he'll do a very good job. So they gave away some of it. He did give that away. So we have something, get something.
Okay, he's talking about Fed chair now. Mark is ripping.
They're all respected. They're all great. Everyone that I interviewed is great. Everyone could do, I think, a fantastic job. Problem is they change once they get the job. They're saying everything I want to hear, and then they get the job. They're locked in for 6 years. They get the job, and all of a sudden, let's raise rates a little bit. I call them, sure, we'd rather not talk about this. It's amazing how people change once they have the job. It's too bad. Sort of disloyalty, but they got to do what they think is
Yeah, that's
right.
what he's saying. He's the one who hired Jay Powell as well.
Too late, Powell. It was always too late. And it's very late with interest rates, except before the election, he was just fine for the other side. So we're going to have somebody that's great, and we hope he does the right job. Last week, the average 30-year mortgage rate dropped below 6% for the first time in many years. Another major factor in driving up housing costs was the mass invasion of our borders. And I have to say one thing about housing, because nobody ever says this. I am very protective of people that already own a house, of which we have millions and millions and millions.
Q just closed the gap.
Because we have had such a good run, the house values have gone up tremendously.
Yeah.
And these people have become
SPX will have some support at 6,800.
wealthy. They become wealthy because of their house.
Let's see.
And every time you make
There's a
it
potential
more
long
and
setup.
more affordable for somebody to buy it cheaply, you're actually hurting the value of those houses, obviously, because the one thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house who, for the first time in their lives, are walking around the streets of whatever city they're in, very proud that their house is worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast that people could buy houses, but you would destroy a lot of people that already have houses. In some cases,
Oh, we're still all right.
and the mortgage
He's talking
would be
about crypto as well. So
very
crypto's
low. And all of a
on the
sudden,
back of that is
mortgage
getting a little
changes,
pump.
becomes very high, and they end up losing the house. I'm not going to hurt, and I speak with Scott, who's doing a fantastic job, and Howard, who's doing a fantastic job, and all of my people. And I always say, look, I can crush the hell out of the market. We can drop interest rates to a level, and that's one thing we do want to do. That's natural. That's good for everybody. The dropping of the interest rates, we should be paying a much lower interest rate than we are. We should be paying the lowest interest rate of any country in the world, because without the United States, you don't have a country. And I had a case with Switzerland. We happened to be in Switzerland. Maybe I'll give you a quick story. If they were paying nothing, they make beautiful watches, great watches, Rolex, all that. They were paying nothing to the United States when they sent their product in. And we had a $41 billion deficit. $41 billion with this beautiful place. Flew over it, isn't it nice? So I said, let's put a 30% tariff on them so that we get back some of it, not all of it at all. We still have deficit, big deficit. We're at 41 million.
I think we're going to come down.
That's a big deficit.
ES will have to hold this, otherwise it's going to collapse.
Different tariffs, different places. You're all party to them. Some cases victims to them, but in the end it's a fair thing, and most of you realize that. But we put a 30% tariff on Switzerland, and all hell broke loose. They were calling, I mean, like you wouldn't believe. And I know so many people from Switzerland, incredible place, incredible, brilliant place. But I didn't realize that they're only good because of us. And there's so many other examples. I mean, us, probably other places, but
Trying to hold the VWAP.
It's because of us, because we never charged them anything. So they come in, they sell their watches, no tariffs, no nothing. They walk away, they make $41 billion on just us. So I said, no, we can't do that. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm still, we have a deficit pretty substantial, but I brought it up to 30%. And I guess Prime Minister, I don't think President, I think Prime Minister called a woman. And she was very repetitive. She said, no, you cannot do that, 30%. You cannot do that. We are a small country. I said, yeah, but you have a big deficit. You may be small, but you have a big deficit for big countries. He said, no, please, you cannot do it. Kept saying the same thing over and over. You're a small country. I said, but you're a big country in terms of... And he just rubbed me the wrong way, I'll be honest. And I said, all right, thank you, ma'am, appreciate it. Do not do this. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I made it 39%. And then
What's up, Anthony? Trump is talking, bro. Markets are crazy right now.
Everybody, Rolex came to see me. They all came to see me. But I realized, and I reduced it, because I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt them. And we brought it down to a, lower level.
Looking bearish, bro. This thing is looking so bearish.
But they pay now. But I realized that we have...
It's sticking out. This is crazy. Not touching it at the minute.
Without the United States, they wouldn't be making anything. Think of it. Switzerland made $41 billion on us. And as she said,
this guy's crazy, bro.
And
Trump is crazy.
So because she is so against.
What's up, K-Dog?
I realized that the citizenship of the United States is keeping the whole world afloat.
Let me just get a coffee, bro. I used I'll show you now. Order flow. This is footprint here. This is the time and sales. This is what we call the tape. This is the delta bars. Okay, that's the difference between market longs and market shorts. This is the ask. This is the data, ask, bid. This is the delta, is the difference between the ask and the bid. So if you see plus 958, there's 958 more longs in this candle than there is shorts. Okay, so dominated by longs. This is the CVD, cumulative volume delta. This is like an aggregate of all the delta on a chart. So this kind of shows us from a higher time frame perspective, or when you zoom out, should we say, this shows us the strength, who's in control. That's not on trading, that's on ATAS trading software.
The protection factor without our military, which is the greatest in the world by far, without our military.
Yeah, I'm bearish on this market.
You wouldn't believe. You don't have threats because of us. And that's because of NATO. One other thing, and I have to say it so importantly, in the old days, and I used to say
I pay
among the older
90 about £70 a month for it.
I'm among the older, but I remember
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's amazing, bro. Order flow is amazing. Once you know how to use it,
about, let's say, the United States.
and you combine this with the key levels, when you're looking for exhaustion, you're looking for absorption, You're looking for these bars on the right. This is the order book. So this is showing us how many orders are in the book right now. You can see all these are orders, limit orders.
Because they say, oh no,
So it's very, very useful information.
Inflation, they're going to raise interest rates, and they do. Some of these stupid people like Powell, they raise interest rates, and what they do is they stop you from being.
Give me a second. I'm just going to grab a coffee, guys. Yeah.
Safe as it gets.
Look, guys.
It was one of the most unsafe. I had to admit, we sent in the military, the National Guard. Within 2 months, it was great. Within 3 months, it's like...
Trump is keeping the market elevated here. But I think the moment he stops talking, we're going to probably collapse down. That's the kind of feeling I've got today. Hopefully I'm wrong. And we can't carry on pumping. But this is not what I wanted to see. There's a sweep of the daily high and a massive move down. What I want to see now is big move here. We tap the value area low, and I'm going to take a long. That's the only way we become bullish for the day today. Otherwise, this thing is going to go all the way down to 887, the ultimate target here today. SPX has one trade, and it's here. If it comes down, this is the trade. Maybe you get something like this, maybe a nice little scalp trade, but ultimately this needs to carry on higher and get flip 0 gamma level.
Early in my term when I had some problems, but we would love to do it. I would say this: if I were a Democrat governor,
hopefully it keeps pumping, bro.
I would call up Trump. I'd say, come on in, make us look good, because we're cutting crime down to nothing, and we're taking people out, career criminals who are only going to do bad things, and we're bringing them back to their countries.
VIX is collapsing, which is a very good sign.
And we have a capacity to do it.
We're below midpoint.
We're cutting illegal aliens off welfare and other government benefits, and I have directed that starting immediately, there will be no more payments to sanctuary cities because they are really just sanctuaries for criminals. They're really protecting criminals, and those are the ones we have to get on cooking murderers.
I don't know when he's gonna stop talking.
The mentally insane. They emptied their.
But yeah, this is expensive stuff, Anthony. This is not cheap stuff. But it's really, really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. You can see QQQ's filled the gap and now it's trying to move higher.
Cracking down on more than $19 billion.
SPY hasn't done that. SPY is really bullish. Yeah, SPY is going for it, guys.
Somalian bandits. Can you believe that Somalia, they turned out to be high?
SPX is going for it as well. This is beautiful.
So they steal all that money. And we have, you know, the pirates, they're good pirates, right? But we shoot them out of the water just like we shoot the drug boats out. They're not pirating too many boats lately, do you notice?
I hope he keeps going.
People out into those boats, they want to take over.
Yes, is back at the highs.
With oil, and they say, we're going to blow up your boat. They have powerful weapons. You hit the side of the boat, you blow the whole thing up.
They just made a new high.
Companies are petrified, so they say, just give them the boat, we'll give them money instead. And I don't
Hopefully it just keeps going here.
blow them right there. You see them going up, we blow them out of the water. We don't have any pirates so much anymore. We do, they won't be there long. We've cut down with the hitting of the boats that are loaded up with drugs, including submarines. Can you believe they actually buy small, they call them mini subs, very fast. They're meant for drugs. We've knocked out 2 of them. The Democrats say they were fishing. You have ruined somebody's fishing weekend. I would say a submarine is not a fishing boat. You don't fish.
I hope they can just carry on rallying here.
Drugs by water. The oceans.
The liquidity is to the upside.
97.2%.
Market is likely to go and chase it.
I actually say, who the hell with the 3%? Because I would not want to be piloting one of those boats. We knocked them down, and now we're going to start on land. We're going to knock it all out. The land is the easy part. What we did on the sea is incredible, and that's our great military. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures, which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. I mean, we're taking people from Somalia.
Lot of absorption here.
And Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation. Got no government, got no police, got no military, got no nothing. And then we have
You really don't like
this
Somalia.
congressperson who they just reported is worth $30 million. You believe?
Wow.
Iran Omar, talking about the Constitution that provides me. She comes from a country that's not a country. And she's telling us how to run America. Not going to get away with it much longer, let me tell you. The
Massive absorption on NQ.
prosperity and
Now it's going for the highs.
and progress
Really
that built
bullish.
the West did not come from our tax codes. It ultimately came from our very special culture. This is the precious inheritance that America and Europe have in common. We share it. We share it. But we have to keep it strong.
Looks like it's going to go for the daily high again. Or make a new high.
We have to defend that culture and rediscover the spirit that lifted the West from the depths of the Dark Ages to the pinnacle of human achievement. We live in a
I'm liking this so far from the bulls.
changing period. It's an unbelievable time, but we have to take advantage of the time that we're in. In our hands are technologies that our ancestors could scarcely have. I mean, they couldn't have even dreamt some of the things that we see today.
Yeah, a lot of liquidity to the upside. Looks like the market's going to go and sweep it.
2 years ago, nobody ever heard of the term, and now everybody's talking about it. That it can have some very good purpose. It could also have some dangerous purpose, and for that we have to watch out. But some tremendous things are happening because of it. And we're leading by so
Go,
much,
NQ.
we're doing so well. But opportunities that are bigger and grander than ever before in human history are right before us.
Beautiful.
It is the pioneers in this room.
That's
Many
what I
of
wanna
you
see.
in this room are true pioneers. You're truly brilliant people. Just your ability to get a ticket is brilliant because you have
Keep
about
going.
50 people for every seat. I don't know what. That's Larry. Everything Larry touches turns to gold. He made this very successful. But you're in this room, and some of you are the greatest leaders anywhere in the world. You're the greatest brains anywhere in the world. And the future is unlimited, and to a large part because of you. And we have to protect you, and we have to cherish you. I always say we have to cherish
330s. Looking for 330s on NQ.
So together with confidence, boldness, and persistence, let us lift up our people, grow our economies, defend
I want
our
this to
shared
go up here.
destiny, and build a future
Come
for
down
our
and I can take it
citizens
long
that is
from
more
here.
ambitious, more exciting, more inspiring, and greater than the world has ever seen. We're in a position to do things that nobody else has ever even thought of before.
Yeah,
And
NQ's
many
on
people in this
rampage.
room are the ones that are doing it, and I want to congratulate you, and I'm with you all the way. You can do things that nobody else can even think about. So I congratulate you on your tremendous success. And the United States is back, bigger, stronger, better than ever before.
Keep going.
And I'll see you around. Thank you all very much.
That's
Thank you
Trump
very
done,
much.
guys. The market likes it. NQ's on a rampage right now. This is beautiful.
This was supposed to be a nice fire chat, Mr. President.
Yes,
I get set up.
I did know.
You made a job for the moderator really easy. Thank you, Mr. President, for your speech. I do have a few follow-up questions, if it's okay. I don't think I should start with Greenland, maybe. I'll start with the economy. The US economy is doing really, really well. But how to sustain this growth moving forward? Because there's always a recession looming around the corner.
Well, you know, the one thing about economies and recessions is sometimes you get hit unexpectedly and there's nothing you can do about it. We're all brilliant people, but there's nothing. One example was COVID. We had an economy going at levels like nobody had ever seen my first 2.5, 3 years. And then I heard the word pandemic, not COVID. It came up with that name over a period of time. We won't get into that. But I heard the word pandemic. And I had a poll come out that was so strong just prior to that. And I was with the two best pollsters, McLaughlin, Fabrizio. And they said, sir, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, if they came
All right, I'm
back
looking for a
as
pullback to get in
president,
long.
vice president, they couldn't beat you. And then what happened is the following day, I was told to stay tuned because there's something really bad happening in China. There are bodies laying all over Wuhan, right around that certain building that we talk about. I always said it came from Wuhan. It did come from Wuhan. And there were body bags. We saw it by satellite. And they said there are strange things happening in China. And so it began. And we ended up with the COVID and the whole world suffered. We did a phenomenal job. I don't think we got the credit we deserve. We did something. that,
Market is ripping here, guys.
Operation Warp Speed, which some people said was one of the greatest military feats ever. We did a great job. Use our military, use a lot of people. But
Market is
sometimes
going
you get
crazy.
things, nothing you can do. You get hit
I'm
with
looking
things
for a
like
move up
that,
to
unexpected.
330.
And we
Hopefully
got
get a
to
move
it,
up to
and when
330 and then a retrace.
that the stock market was higher than it was previous to the COVID coming up. And it was, I call it a great achievement. But things happen, bad things happen. The things that we can stop are wars if we're smart. That we can stop. Those are a matter of being intelligent.
Bitcoin's trying to
and
rally
having
as well.
intelligent people on
Nothing-
the other side.
nothing
Wars are the
spectacular.
worst of all. Wars are worse than anything. But we can stop wars because that's sort of up to us. But things like dust flying in the air, wherever COVID comes from or whatever comes, sometimes you have to be a little bit lucky. But we are poised to have an economy like no other, not only in this country, but anywhere. And you know, when you hear the kind of numbers that I can tell you that Scott Bessent was with me the other day, he's looking at numbers, he said, I can't. And that's all he's done his whole life, pretty much your whole life. Scott, you weren't going to be a football player, I don't think. Scott was not that great at football, but he was always good at numbers, right? And he was looking at numbers. He said, I'd never seen anything like this. We're poised to do things that no other country's ever done. And, you know, luck. I hate to say it, but we need a little luck. We don't want to get hit by something that nobody could have thought. Whoever thought we were going to hit by a pandemic? You know, when I heard the word pandemic, I said, oh, that's an ancient problem. World War I, there lost 100 million people. It actually ended World War I. A lot of people don't know.
Then this is going to go on for a while with Trump.
In World War I ended because all the soldiers were sick. The soldiers were so sick on both sides, and that war was raging, and they were all dying from the Spanish flu. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight. So, you know, you don't know how that would have turned out. But so we do, I mean, subject to that, and I always have to put a caveat in for it, but we're poised to have the greatest growth of any large country, I think any country that there's been, when you look at what's happening in the United
Ripping
States,
the market.
it's really amazing.
Thank you. One thing that maybe keeps you up at night, I know you don't sleep that much anyway, Mr. President, is the debt. The US debt is high, is not the biggest expenditure on your budget.
Looking at 330s.
Out of that impasse.
Now, if I get that pullback
I mean, growth
into
is
here,
high. If we grow
I'm looking for a long trade.
37 trillion dollars. We go from having high debt to low debt. But we also are cutting expenses, you know, the old-fashioned way. And we have extraordinary.
Let's get a
growth. I
box
think we're
ready.
gonna be
Take a
growing
trade.
our way out. I think we're going to be paying off debt. We're taking in tremendous money from tariffs fairly. And again, I'm using them judiciously. You know, Switzerland's a case study. I could have gotten much more. I could have asked for much more. But we're using them judiciously.
Take anything, K-Dog, so far?
I think growth, most importantly, and then
We're at the 330s now.
if you take
This
a
is
look
where
at
I'm
Minnesota,
thinking that we can get some resistance.
$19 billion in fraud and other things. People going to airports, they came into the country, they don't have 10 cents and they're leaving with hundreds of thousands of cash in their bags. When we get to that, and our DOJ, Pam, and Todd, and all the people that work over there, and all the people that work
Big resistance here.
I can tell you,
Yes.
Bessent is working on that. It's a
68.90.
the whole team. We're in there looking for where this money is coming from, how much it is. It could be more than $19 billion. Can you believe that? That's just one state. If we were able to cut out 50% of the fraud, 50%, and we should be able to do better than that.
I'm getting a small little pullback, but nothing major at the 330s.
So we have a lot of options, but we're working very hard on that. That's a big deal. It's not just the protests, the fake protests done by agitators and, you know, professional insurrectionists.
This is super bullish though.
Troublemakers.
Super bullish.
We are looking
Anybody who shorted
to
got their face ripped off.
I think, Mr. President, also the 500 billion US dollars invested in artificial intelligence and the frontier technologies last year also were driving growth exponentially in the US.
AI has been a big factor. AI is massive. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg showed me a plant where he put it over a
New 30-minute candle.
and it was basically the size of Manhattan. It's just not. I said, you gotta be kidding. It's a plant that was miles long, miles wide, very high. I don't think it was high like the Empire State Building, but it was high. And it literally covered most of the island of Manhattan. That's called a big plant. And, you know, when I heard they're going to spend 50 billion building, I said, you know, if you spend 50 million, you can build a nice little shopping center. You spend
NQs went from negative, I think, 1% to plus 0.774 on the day.
I said, you think you'll be able to do it for that? It's amazing when, you know, some of the plants that I see, and I see them all. And again, so big is we're letting them build their own electric generation. This way we have no problem, and otherwise they'd be complaining. There'd be nobody able to pay. You know, we have an old grid system, and not only that, they're going to sell at a very cheap price the excess electricity that they create back into our grid. So that'll solve some problems for certain states that don't have enough electricity.
We also know that on the AI there is fierce competition within the US as the largest
Again, a
economy in
pullback
the
from the
world.
330s,
27%
as I
of
thought.
the global GDP and 5% of the global population not doing that badly, and China. And we know that competition is very tough. on AI. I know you're heading to a state visit to China in April. How do you see the U.S.-China relationship moving forward? Are you able to combine this tough competition with also collaboration?
So I've always had a very good relationship with President Xi and with President Putin. Talk about, the larger powers. But I've always had a very good relationship with President Xi of China. He's an incredible man. What he's done is amazing. He's highly respected by everybody.
Still rallying.
And I do now. I mean, now I have. It was very severely interrupted by COVID. I used to call it the China virus, but he said, "Do you think you could use a different name?"
Trump's hilarious, man.
Because why should we have a problem over that? But I would do that, and they were
a true diplomat, huh?
I became a diplomat for the first time. But taught me that Marco Rubio. He said, "Let me teach you about diplomacy." Any guy that gets approved by 100% of the votes, think of it, he got liberal Democrats and radical right Republicans to approve him. He's the only one. The next one was
330 is getting a pullback. Let's see.
But he got all 100 votes starting for him. And at first I wasn't happy about it. I said, wait a minute, I didn't like that. And now it turns out that the Democrats probably wish they didn't.
Hopefully we can get a pullback all the way down to here.
Fantastic. Marco, stand up, please. You have done a great job as Secretary of State. He's going to go down as the best Secretary of State. And Scott, and we have Susie, who's the first.
330s is getting a rejection.
And she's the best Chief of Staff, too. And I see Howard Lutnick, who I know spoke. And Howard's fantastic. Some of the deals we're doing are great. And I want to pay particular attention because we have Chris. And Chris, you got up and spoke. I think he's a #1 oil man in the world, because I was going to put Doug Burgum, who's fantastic. I don't know if Doug's here. Is Doug here? Doug Burgum is fantastic. He said, "Sir, there's one man better than me." And he introduced me to Chris. And he turns out to be. So we're drilling more oil and gas.
Getting absorbed again. Shorts are getting absorbed again.
Right, Chris? And on top of it, we got a lot coming out of Venezuela. So anyway, so we're doing great. The country is just doing great. We have great people. Thank you. And I see other people. We have Steve Whitcup. We have Jared.
But I do think there's going to be a pullback here.
Because when I go back,
waiting for it.
They're going to be people with long faces. You didn't introduce. I got so many people. And we have a lot of the greatest people anywhere in the world. I know them all. So I won't continue.
Watch the pullback here, 330s.
Thank you, Mr. President. We all know that you're a deal maker, and then maybe coming back to Greenland and Ukraine. What kind of deal in the end do you see between the U.S. And Denmark? Because
okay, they're talking about Greenland.
As you see it now, as a negotiation going on, or?
Well, it's costing Denmark hundreds of millions a year to run it. And Denmark's a small country and wonderful people. But, it's very expensive. It's a very big piece of ice. And it's very important. And I mean, I don't want to repeat the speech, but it's very important that we use that for national and international security. That can create a power that will make it impossible for the bad guys to do anything against the perceived good ones. And it's a great block for Europe, just like, Denmark was supposed to spend hundreds of millions of dollars. They didn't spend the money. They didn't spend anything almost. And we'll see what happens. I just say this. NATO has treated the United States of America very unfairly. We never asked for anything. We never got anything.
We're coming down.
We actually took care of the needs of NATO for years and years, which I thought was always unfair. So I got NATO to pay because they're rich countries. But I think it's time that NATO step up. We're helping them with Ukraine. Without us, I think Putin would have gone all the way. I think we haven't. I think there could have been a World War III, if you want another truth.
Yeah, they're absorbing again, the bulls.
I think one of those, those thinkers. I think he could have ended up in World War III. And I will say Steve Whitcup has been dealing.
Be right back, guys.
We're not going to have World War III. We want to get. it is, to use a word, it's a bloodbath. It's horrible what's happening. It's a drone war. The drones are killing, thousands of people a week. Thousands. We have to get it stopped. So I believe they're at a point now. I'm going to meet with President Zelensky later today. I believe they're at a point now where they can come together and get a deal done. And if they don't, they're stupid. That goes for both of them. And I know they're not stupid, but if they don't get this done, they are stupid. So I don't want to insult anyone, but you got to get this deal done. Too many people are dying. It's not worth it.
The president's
Looks a bit shaky in the market here.
The first role here, he spoke earlier today and also complimented you on the Gaza deal. I think there will be a signing tomorrow. Of course, there are different views on this, but how important do you think this signing is on the border of peace? And do you think this is going to sustain? Do you think we now will see Gaza reconstructed and the billions of US dollars invested?
I do. I think we have peace in the Middle East. There are some little situations like Hamas, and Hamas has agreed to give up their weapons. Now, they were born with a weapon in their hand, so it's not easy to do. When they were born with a rifle in their hand. It's not an easy thing for them, but that's what they agreed to. They've got to do it. And we're going to know, Jared, over the next 2 or 3
Bears are stepping in,
days.
but so far they're not very successful.
They'll be blown away very quickly. They'll be blown away. We have 59 countries that are part of that whole peace deal.
And this is looking shaky now.
They're near the Middle East, but they're not in the Middle East traditionally. And they want to come in and take out Hamas. They want to come in. They want to do whatever they can. There's a problem with Hezbollah in Lebanon, and we'll see what happens there. But that's a problem. But there are these little flames. But there's peace in the Middle East now. Had we not gone in and knocked out with our
getting sold off here.
Just ordered 25 brand new ones, the latest and the greatest, the B-2 bomber. Think of them, they went in there at 2 o'clock in the morning with no moon, no light, no nothing, and every single one of those massive bombs hit its target. 100,000-pound bombs hit its target, every one of them. And then on top of it, from a submarine 300 miles away, we hit the sites with tomahawks, which is an unbelievable weapon. So, we did our job. If we didn't do that, you would have never had peace in the Middle East. And the countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar could never have, and others could never have signed anything because you would have had this dark cloud, and the dark cloud was Iran with nuclear. Iran would have, if we didn't take them out, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 months. They were very close to having a nuclear weapon, and we hit them hard. And it was a total obliteration. They may try again, but they're going to have to try from a different area because that area was obliterated. Incredible thing we did, and because we did that, we were able to make.
Market's selling here like I thought from the 330s.
If we didn't do that, there was no chance of making peace.
If I can get this long here, that'll be beautiful.
Countries I just named and other countries could have never signed up. They were afraid. They were afraid. We had a bully. The bully was Iran. The bully of the Middle East. They used to call it for years. They were the bully of the Middle East. They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore.
Mr. President, I know you even had to change plane last night, so I guess you didn't have much sleep, but I think you're on that. But your energy is still there. I know you have several bilateral meetings. I know you're also hosting a reception. So thank you so much for coming back to Davos. Thank you so much. It's highly appreciated.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, very much.
I think Trump's done speaking. Trump's done talking, I think, guys. Yeah, he's gone. All right. Trump's done. Let's see where we go now. Hope we can get this pullback. That's a scenario that I mapped as a potential scenario to become bullish. I said, I want to see this. If you see my pre-market game plan, I said I want to see this and a retrace, and then I want to take the market higher. Let's see if that happens now. But we could be sitting here for a while. Maybe it doesn't happen. Starting to look pumpy again. See what Yes is doing. Yeah, it looks like you might want to sweep one more time and then come back down again. Yeah, this is looking bullish again. Yeah, it's just swept again. Swept the high. Maybe it sweeps and then comes down, back down. Oh, still rallying. Bitcoin's at 90K now. Yes, it's going into major resistance. Still going here, the market. USPXS, yeah, coming up into resistance here. NQ still going though. You boys take any trades yet? In the chat? Really want to see a pullback. It's not giving me a chance to get in at all on any long trade. Still looking bullish here. You haven't taken trade yet. Maybe we won't get one unless we can really start collapsing. And a small pullback here and Q. $200 is where the VWAP is. Okay, can we get slam here? Can we get a slam? Doesn't look like it yet. Doesn't look like it. It looks bullish again. Yeah, this is not looking the best here. Doesn't look like we might not get a setup. All right, nothing happening at the minute. Yeah, turning bullish again here. It's just a short squeeze by the looks of it. Just keeps grinding and grinding and grinding higher. So it could be one of those days where I just grind higher. VIX is collapsing now. Yeah, no real pullback. There's a tough zone though. Crack for the ES. Gonna be resistance. If it gets above it, it's massively bullish. We'll probably end up closing the weekly gap. So no setup at the minute. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Just short squeezing the life out of these shorts now. This could keep rallying here. Tuesday high is 470s. Mark that out. Yeah, 472. So that's probably where the market is trying to go. That's where I thought if I get this pull back into here, I can target that area. That would be massive. They just keep squeezing. Short squeezing higher and higher and higher and higher. Bitcoin pulling back. Still going here, NQ. Still a lot of liquidity to the upside. A lot of orders waiting to be filled. Probably where it's going to go. New 30-minute candle just open. Still going NQ here. Previous day point of control now. Market's unstoppable at the minute. Going into the 400s. Still going. Another 72 points until it gets to the previous day highs. VIX collapsing, Bitcoin's pulling back, not very bullish at all. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see this close red by the end of the day. Okay, ES into major resistance. Still going. Yes, in the meat of the resistance now. Blew through it. That wasn't there. A previous day high for yes is way higher though. Still going. NQ. Previous day value area high. This should get a pullback. It's a crazy market though. Crazy bulls. Maybe it gets a little pullback, you know. Nope, nothing at all. Crazy. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Yeah, this pump is ridiculous. This pump is absolutely ridiculous, guys. There's no stopping this thing. It's a rocket ship. Into the 450s. Yeah, there's no way you can short this thing. No way. Yeah, just squeezing. It's still going. It's gonna go all the way into the 470s before this pulls back. Don't see a pullback here. Okay, getting something. Yeah, there's no chance to long this. There's no chance to short this. Yeah, there's really nothing we could have traded today, guys. Trump caused a pump, and yeah, you couldn't get in. There's been really no retracements since the pump started. It's been just straight to the moon. Just a classic short squeeze. It doesn't look like that short squeeze gonna stop anytime soon. Still going. Every single pullback is getting eaten alive. Getting absolutely eaten alive. Every single little pullback is just getting gobbled by the bulls. Yeah, every single pullback, guys, every single pullback is just getting gobbled up. There's been absolutely no pullback at all. It's crazy. Look at this thing. Absolutely insanity. This is absolute insanity. Untradable. Untradable price action. Yeah, I know. Can't enter. We rallied 400 points. Can you enter? You can't enter now. Impossible. Yeah, it's gonna go and take the previous day highs, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're not gonna find anything, to be honest with you. We're not gonna really find a setup today. So I'm just gonna watch a little bit until this sweeps the previous day highs, and then probably call it a day, because I don't think we'll get anything. So no trades today on stream. I'll probably mess around with a couple of e-wells later, but yeah, nothing at the minute. We're going to be waiting for a while, for a long while, before we get any kind of decent setup. It might come in the PM. A little sell-off, and then it just gets eaten up again. That's what it does. Small sell-off, eaten up. Small sell-off, eaten up. Bulls are relentless. Let's see what it does when it sweeps. Bitcoin's pulling back. Yeah, Q's is trying to fill this gap from the weekend. Alright, let's get the sweep. Yes, is pretty straight highs miles away though. So this thing could keep going today with no pullback. Yeah, swept. See what happens now. I'm not too sure it's going to stop. I don't feel very confident that it's going to stop. I think it's just going to keep going. The ES is ES has got a massive catch-up trade. Well, we can't get in. There's no way we can get in here. So we're insanely bullish. Let's see if this holds. Get in here 420s. If it pulls back, doesn't look like it's going to pull back at all. What nasty action. Really nasty. Nope, no pullback. Straight through. Looks like it's going to go straight to 500. VIX is just dead. Look at this thing. Alright, can we get a pullback to 425? I might try long. If I see a pullback. Nothing at the minute. Yep, nothing again. Going straight back up. Got some single prints. I bet we have single prints. Yeah, all the way down here. Might as well get rid of this. Okay, that looks like more of a sweepy candle. This is a short squeeze, complete short squeeze, because it's not a very bullish delta. It's not like crazy bullish delta coming in. It's just squeezing shorts, squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Just complete short squeeze. Looks like it's going straight to 500. Yeah, 500 looks like where market's going to. This is crazy. We're up 1.3% on the day. Completely retraced yesterday's sell-off. Every sell-off is getting bought up. Every little dip is just getting eaten alive. Every little dip just gets eaten. Right. Let's try a small short on the sweep. I'm in very small, light size. This is a B setup. It's not an A or anything like that. Let's see if we can get a little move down. Not looking too good so far. Nope. Still rallying. Come on, and give us something. sure there's going to be a pullback before you go straight to 500. Come on. This can't be real. Is it really going to fly straight to 500? This is crazy. Looks like it is. Can we get a move down? Come on, NQ. Only looking for 425 from 470. Like a 40-point move. See if we can get this. Maybe we can. I just don't expect this to fly straight to 500 without a pullback. So now we are pulling back. Now we're green on the trade. Keep going, NQ. No more buying. Just go down like a good boy. Just go down. Keep going. Let's get some volume coming in from the bears. You got a chance. They do have a chance here. Yep, let's go. Nope, getting bought again. Bulls are buying it back. Bulls are just insane. They don't want to give it up at all. I feel like we can trap some bulls up here though. I really feel like we can. Nope. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zilch. Straight back up. Straight back up. Our set gives us a what? 5-point pullback, 10-point pullback before it goes to 500. Crazy. What crazy? This is wild, man. Go on, NQ, take me out. I'm only in with light sides. This is not a great setup here, guys. If I get 40 points, I get 40 points. If I don't, I'll get stopped for 40. Simple as that. Bears are trying, but they're not really getting anywhere. They're just getting absorbed. A lot of negative delta coming in, but they're just getting absorbed. It needs to slam through this 460. Okay, 30-minute candle just open. And it's bullish. Three monster 30-minute candles we've had. Can we get a small retrace on this 30-minute candle? Is it possible? Are we gonna get any pullback today or what? Or is this thing is just gonna rocket, keep rocketing higher? What is going on? What the hell is going on here today, guys? Are we gonna get anything? Are we gonna get anything? This is the best chance for the bulls to trap some, for the bears to trap some bulls. They're not doing a very good job. Okay, we're getting some bullish. The bulls are getting a little bit absorbed here. Doesn't really mean anything though at this moment in time. Come on, just come down. Just trying to sell off and then it gets eaten up. Just go down, will ya? No, every dip, every dip. Every dip just gets eaten. Nope, nothing again. False alarm. Looks like we're gonna get bearish and then it just gets absorbed. Right when you think it's gonna get bearish, it gets absorbed. This is really, really disgusting. PA. Can you just go? Got a large order sitting at 113. So there is a possible move down here, but I don't know if they can, if the bears have got enough fuel. Bulls are just relentless. They're just absorbing everything. Just go, man. Just go. Come on, squeeze some balls. They're having too much fun. All right. Oh, let's go. Keep going. Don't stop now. Oh. Oh, keep going. Nope. Yes, eaten back up. Every day. Eating like crazy. Yeah, I'm out of this trade, guys. Gonna get out break even. Yep. That's it. This is probably going to go to 200s. Yeah, that's it, guys. Don't have anything else to report here. This is just crazy market. This is going up, slingshotting in one go. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go relax. This is not worth trading. If I get pulled back, maybe I'll grab an eval long or something like that. But anyways, there's nothing much to talk about today. Apart from the fact that Trump has pumped this market with a speech. So yeah, we couldn't really get in. At least we didn't get smoked by anything. So that's a good thing. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.